Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, this would be nothing. I mean, seriously, it would be nothing. Well, I'd still be here talking to myself, but you know how that goes. Well, here's the thing. I always like to look at the comments and things like that, and I like to try and answer as many as possible, although that's getting harder and harder because there's so many comments out there, and I can't thank you guys enough. And my day job is kicking my ass. In fact, I worked 70 hours this week. But one comment that I got was, this guy said that you must be really, really rich to be able to go to the Super Bowl and cover that with Jobu and stuff like that. And I got to tell you, I am a long, long way from rich. I do a lot of volunteer work and stuff, and I'm blessed with the generosity of the NFL and things like that to be able to go to a lot of these different events and things. Believe me, I am just a regular person with a day job. In fact, I worked 70 hours this week, including 11 hours today. But what I try and do is I work hard every day. But I also work hard at this because I like to bring you guys the best news, the most accurate news, and my spin and take and stuff on there. And I actually work really hard at this. So it's part of my enjoyment, and I take a lot of pride in that. Another question that was kind of posed to me was, you're not very patient, are you, because of the whole thing of freeing Tony Romo? Well, quite frankly, you guys know I'm old. I'm old. I mean, dirt is older, mountains are older, but not by much. And I've seen a lot of things in my life. I've had people I care about that have come and gone and, and losing loved ones and things. So my philosophy is you need to do as much as you can today, because tomorrow's not promised. If you feel something about somebody, let them know today, because you might not have the opportunity to tomorrow. That's why you see me with these videos, because this is a way of me leaving my mark. I could get killed in a car accident tomorrow. I could have a heart attack. Hell, they might find out I've got cancer and got 2 months left to live. So this is an opportunity for me to share whatever knowledge I have to pass on. And I wish I could do this as my day job, but there ain't no money in doing this. This is purely for fun. But speaking of making money for doing this as a day job, Skip Bayless. Everybody knows I love First Take. It's my guilty pleasure because I like to prove Stephen A. Smith wrong. And Stephen A. Smith, if you or anybody that knows you or anybody from First Take or ESPN sees this, I still want to debate you. When they had that contest of my first take and all that, and they used some of my ideas on the show with the tapes I submitted, I really want to sit across from Stephen A. Smith and debate him because I know I can take him. So a lot of people say, man, why waste your time with that show? You should be talking about Undisputed. Skip Bayless, he's a Cowboy guy. Well, I hate to kind of disagree with that, but I'm not a fan of that show. One, Skip Bayless has flip-flopped on more issues than you can shake a stick at. He goes from one side to the other in a matter of a week. This is a guy who said that Dez Bryant should be traded this past year because he's no longer the focal point of the Cowboys. This is a guy who went on record after the draft saying that the Cowboys were a B-, mainly because of the quarterback situation. That the Cowboys should have drafted Cardale Jones. He said Dak Prescott is a good college quarterback, but Cardale Jones has the opportunity to be a good NFL quarterback. Think I'm lying? Let's watch that clip.
But that was the lowest grade. So what do you ask me, Molly?
So how would you grade your Cowboys?
Molly, Stephen A., I cannot go any lower than a B+. And I go B+ only because of how I think the quarterback situation in the draft was mishandled. Starting with Jerry speaking openly about his regrets about not overpaying to go up to take a Paxton Lynch, who suddenly turned into, I don't know, like Joe Montana. I don't get it. Where did it come from? All of a sudden, the bandwagon rolled in the last 48 hours for Paxton Lynch, and he was suddenly the best quarterback in the draft, or that's the way everybody spoke about him, including Jerry Jones. I don't get it. I told you Cardale Jones was my guy, and they had a shot at him sitting right there in the 4th round, and they took Dak Prescott. I've raved about Dak in years past on this show. He is a very good college quarterback. Cardale has a chance to be a very good pro quarterback, and he went 4 spots later to Buffalo. So I don't like that.
Yeah, he said that. But you know what else? He didn't say that Jobu needs a refill. Let's take care of that right now. But then, of course, once Dak Prescott started to play well, then he got on his bandwagon. Let's go to that clip right now and check that out.
Was a big fan of his for a whole year on the previous show I was on. I pushed for Dak in Mississippi State, and I thought they were the best team in the country until they hit Tuscaloosa and they hit the wall. And Dak tried to do, he played a little out of character against Saban's defense. And in the second half, he made too many mistakes that not once have I seen him make yet in 4 real games in the NFL this year. So right away in the preseason, I told you as we launched this show, I'm seeing something I've never seen from a rookie quarterback in the preseason. And you kept saying, it's the preseason. And I kept saying, I get it. But the poise with which he's handling himself was extraordinary to me, even in the preseason, especially in game number 3 at Seattle, when Seattle played its ones into the 3rd quarter. And because Romo got hurt, as you remember, Dak got thrown into the fire, into the cauldron against that defense playing at a high level, like taking it up for that dress rehearsal 3rd preseason game. And he impressed the heck out of me he stood in against the blitz and took it in the chin time and time again, found the right receiver, right read, right time, hot receiver against the blitz. He was extraordinary. And I said I told you when we started the show, I think he's the real deal. And what have we seen, to Joy's point? 131 straight passes, rookie record, without a single interception. No fumbles, very few sacks. He's gotten sacked 6 times in 4 games.
You guys are back already. Yeah, so, yeah, he flip-flops a lot. So, a couple weeks ago, or excuse me, at the end of the season, he was saying that Jerry Jones was going to start Tony Romo next year. And then, I was just reading a couple weeks ago that he said the Dallas Cowboys will go all the way next year with Dak Prescott. Aren't those 2 different things? How can they start Tony Romo and go all the way with Dak? Was Dak going to call the plays for Tony Romo? I can't figure it, but that's what he said. See, to me, he's more of a guy that's just going for the headlines. He says a lot of stuff for shock value to get you to talk about it, just like I am right now. Because right now he's saying the Dallas Cowboys should take their number 1 pick, ship it to Seattle for Richard Sherman, as well as sign Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis, who basically took a check in New York this past year, showed up overweight, didn't really look like he even cared about playing. That Darrelle Revis, the Darrelle Revis they're talking about switching to safety because he doesn't have it skill-wise anymore to be a corner. That Darrelle Revis? So you're saying we should sign that over-the-hill Darrelle Revis to the Cowboys, get rid of our number 1 pick for Richard Sherman, who has an injury problem and is getting old. Are you kidding me? Really? You really think a team would be that dumb? Again, I still believe he does a lot of this stuff for headlines. I'm still mad about where he was talking about Troy Aikman being gay to try and get his name out there. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but to accuse somebody of being gay just like that with no facts or anything else, to me purely is about getting headlines. So that's why I usually don't do much about First Take. Oh, that and, God, Shannon Sharp's voice just gets on my nerves. He reminds me of Mr. Ed. Skip? Oh, no, the Skip? It's like, come on. Well, friends, I'm Mark Holmes. It's Cowboy Jobu. And the dogs are upstairs having a hissy fit. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. I would retake this, but unfortunately, I'm tired as shit. It's been a long day, and I got to get up early. So, I'll see you guys later.